What's up, everyone? So it's holiday time, and I know you want some plans on how to eat healthy for the holidays. And I got you. I'm going to support you through this. And my answer is actually get a pen and paper. Get ready to write this down. Don't even try. Like, dead serious. Holiday time, enjoy yourself. You're going to be around people consistently. Now, yes, 2020 has been a little bit different because it is COVID. So you might be around fewer people, but we are social animals. And when social animals get together, they like to eat, and they like to eat a lot. And so I would tell you the best thing you can do is not willpower yourself out of this. You're going to do what you're going to do. But what I will give you is a strategy for a 365-day year plan. So this might help you in the process. What people do too often, and this is why they get themselves in trouble, is they try to willpower everything. They make their lives unbelievably difficult. Now, willpower is important. Discipline is important. Consistency is important. But there's a time and a place to do it. Because we have limited willpower, when we F up and make a mistake, we feel stupid. We feel like failures. We feel like we can't get it right. And it's not that we can't get it right, it's that people are in their race and they're running the race incorrectly. If I was to tell you to run a marathon like a sprinter was going to do it, like a sprinter doing a 100-yard dash, you would look stupid doing the marathon. You would run as fast as you could, you would be ahead of the pack, and then you would gas yourself out, you would wind yourself, and you'd have nothing left. And that's what people do day in and day out. Trying crash diets, trying to willpower themselves out of something, trying to make it all happen instantly. And they circle that day, New Year's Eve. After New Year's Eve, I got my resolution. I'm going to lose some weight. And they try it for a week, and they go way too hard for that week, and they give up. I don't want that to happen to you. So what I'm going to do is help you through this process. So the first thing you need to do, start with loving the hell out of yourself. Love who you are. You're doing the best that you can, and I know that you are. Now, next up, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's not do too much too soon. Make it simple. Give yourself something that you can change. Whether that be drinking one less soda pop, whether that be eating a little bit cleaner, avoiding the processed foods, eating more living foods, fruits, vegetables. Whether that be just going to the gym once a week. But hold yourself to it. Write it down on a schedule. Give yourself a time you're going to do it. Commit to it. And like I said, holidays are holidays. Those are social events for people. Plan to not plan on your social events. So plan your food accordingly on regular days, on days you can control your environment. Because you don't want to put someone who is, and I don't like calling it a diet, but I do like calling it using the right foods at the right times. And I will explain that. Cake has benefits. It tastes amazing. It's great. I love it. I love cake. I love pie. I love donuts. I love it all. I just know when to eat it. So I'm not going to eat it on a regular basis. If that crap is in my direction or in my house on a regular basis, it might get a little bit difficult. And yes, I am a dad now. So yes, I do have willpower to stop myself from doing that. But know your environment and practice to have a chance in your environment. And know that when you go to a social event, you're probably going to eat some crappy food. And that's okay. But as long as you're not doing it on a regular basis, you have a chance and you're going to crush it. And so plan to eat your meals regularly in the healthiest manner that you can without pressing yourself too much. Like I said, we're looking to build a habit. So let's keep this super, super simple. Day in and day out. And the cool thing about building a habit is you can actually habit stack. And so a habit stack would be, for example, this is what I do with my clients. So even though I do transformational coaching, it is mind, body, and spirit. You just have to focus on one part, because when one part starts going well, the other parts tend to follow. For instance, have you noticed when you get a good workout, and I'm not talking about a workout that's beating the crap out of you. I'm talking about a good sweat, you're feeling good about yourself, you just feel amazing. There's something different about you. Your energy's going up. Your excitement of the journey's going up. You feel good. You tend to eat a little bit better when you do that for yourself. And so it actually follows as a habit stack. You're gonna just want to naturally eat better. And so what I always tell people is, all right, one or the other. Let's pick something to attack and get to, whether that's, okay, let's exercise. Let's focus on just exercising, because you'll naturally start eating better and exercising correctly, not overdoing it. Some people overdo it so much and go so hard, and they're trying to sprint on a marathon that they break down. They have nothing left. So they say, screw it, why am I even trying? But if you give it a process, like any process, it will work for you instead of against you. And so get yourself in the right environment. Get yourself around the right people. Put yourself in a position where you can win consistently. Enjoy the journey that you're on. When you're in the holidays, enjoy the holidays. Don't try and eat healthy. Why? Why torture yourself like that? Makes no sense. Make a plan that works for you, and then work that plan. And work that plan so consistently, it just becomes who you are. You see, during the holidays, I look back at me when I was a fat kid trying to lose his weight. And I laugh now, and this is why. I wanted it so badly that I made it harder than it had to be. And that's kind of what we do. Humans are funny that way. We can't help ourselves. We want what we want, and we want it right now, soon as possible. And when we can step back and see a bigger picture and say, okay, there's a process here, and I got to respect the process. Because when I do respect the process, things work for me instead of against me. After your holidays, get ready to create your process. Make it as simple as possible. You do not have to complicate this game. In fact, overcomplication is what gets us in trouble in the first place. We think we have to do so much, so soon, so fast. When the truth is, when you do too much, too soon, too fast, you just don't get any results. And when you don't get any results, you get frustrated. 1 year is a lot of time. And if you can just take it day by day, one day better, every day you wake up, you just get a little bit better. I'm telling you, you will appreciate yourself for doing it because you will get to where you need to go. And if you do follow this, let me know how your day by day is going. Because I always say there's three things that get people to where they need to go in their life. It's always the same three. Never changes, no matter what you're trying to do. The right mindset, the belief that it's possible, the belief that you can learn the necessary strategies, the right accountability, whether you're being accountable to yourself or other people. You notice how when you tell people about what you're doing, depending of the person, of course, but if you have respect for that person, you're more inclined to do it. Well, that's going to be your accountability piece. So call yourself out for yourself and for others that you respect. And the third is the strategy. Now, we have more strategy than we've ever had. We're bombarded with information. And that's why I'm really huge on transformation. My whole thing is not about, let me give you the strategies of blah, 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 blah. You have to eat right. What is eating right? It is eating living food. Fruits, vegetables. I know some of you may be vegan or vegetarian, but even meat products, and have the healthiest of meat products. Ones that are grass-fed, ones that are taken care of. They're stress-free, or as stress-free as possible. And then there's exercise, just a basic routine. Exercise is, and of course there's reps and sets and volumes and all of that other stuff. But we can go through that process later on because that's another complicated topic on its own. What I will say is this, really, really basic exercises. Basic calisthenics, push-ups, squats, pull-ups if possible. And if pull-ups are too difficult, there's lat pull-down, there's dumbbell rows. There's different ways to hit the back muscles. All right. And the other thing, so if you are doing workouts, think of it this way. If your intensity is high, that means you're going like as hard as you can with everything that you got. The time has to be low. You'll hurt yourself if the intensity is high and the time is high. It's just not a good combination. If the intensity is lower, then you can bring the time up. Now, the other piece to that is I wouldn't say bring the intensity super, super high and the time super, super high and think, oh, I'll get there sooner that way. That doesn't work. It actually gets you injured. And when you're injured, you have to deal with the recovery process and you don't get to where you're looking to go. And so really focus on that piece. Really focus on, okay, this is the exercises I'm going to do this day. This is the intensity I'm going to do, and this is the time that I'm going to do it in. And if you're just a beginner, you can have a very low intensity and a very low time because you're just getting started. You're beginning your journey. So respect it. That's all it is. And cardio. Like, that is how you lose weight. It is that simple. As I go through my journey, I'm noticing everything's really that simple. Whether it's getting relationships working for you, whether it's getting your health working for you, whether it's getting your finances working for you. We complicate the hell out of everything because we kind of don't want to put in the reps. Like that's what I'm assuming. And I've worked with hundreds of people and that's what I see on a regular basis. But I will say this, what's really cool, I always call it the why behind the why, right? When you can give someone a different perspective, all of a sudden it gets easy. Like the journey's not so hard. But in our head, we make it harder than it has to be. Because we think of, oh my goodness, it's going to take a year. Like a year's really not that long. You know, I'm sure most of you have graduated from high school. And wow, that's all I have to say about that. Like 12 years went that fast. And I'm in college and I'm like, holy crap. So 1 year is nothing. Now, 1 year of doing the same thing over and over and over and spinning on the hamster wheel and not getting the results you want, Now that becomes pretty monotonous, boring, and irritating. And so that's why I always say, if you're looking for that 1 year goal, like respect yourself enough to follow the process. That's all I ask. Respect yourself enough to follow the process that you have to follow, and know that you can. And also know that when you do follow the process and you do respect the process, it just becomes a part of who you are because you condition into that new person. Like now, eating right for me, it wasn't necessarily easy when I first started. But as I did it and I practiced it, it's just what I do now. And I will tell you, I did go to a party and I did have chocolate covered pretzels and they were amazing. My stomach's paying for it a little bit because I had a little bit too many. But yeah, when it's party time, I'm going to party and enjoy myself. I'm not here to, oh, no, can't eat that. Got to keep my six pack. I'm going to eat that and keep my six pack. What about that? And that's what I want you to do, whether you want a six pack or not. But you get what I'm saying. Do your thing. Enjoy your holidays. Have fun. Then create a plan after that. Get to where you need to go. And I believe in you. Remember, there's greatness in you.